On this developing story, I'm joined by Nikhil Chopra in the studio. Also, Rasesh Mandani is joining us live from Mumbai. We'll try to even get some voices out of the city to know how fans of Dhoni really feel about his decision. But first up, Nikhil, would you say that this decision by MSD has been taken in haste?
Well, I guess not in haste. We all saw it coming that he might quit as a test captain because of the number of series that he's lost overseas. With I think 15 test matches, and in that very first test match when Virat Kohli was captain, how he reacted to captaincy, his current form, Virat Kohli getting those back-to-back hundreds, the teams reacted well as well, and then losing another series. And I'm sure, being captain in all formats everywhere, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, it must take a toll on him. So he must have decided, since he's lost this test series, if you had to give a youngster an opportunity, keeping in mind where it's going to lead from the point that India's chances of taking things forward, this was the best moment for allowing Virat Kohli to don the captain's hat. So in that regard, I think that decision came. But for him to retire from Test cricket, that was a shock, because like Saurav says, we all felt that he could continue playing as a batsman, wicketkeeper. So why not step down from captaincy and stay as the wicketkeeper as well as a batsman? Well, I guess maybe he was taking too much of a toll playing all three formats. It's not easy, when you're playing limited overs format, the T20, then the IPL as well. So he probably felt that his contributions or his passion towards Test cricket and his performances have not been up to the kind of standards that he's personally set. And he feels that if somebody else comes in his place, can take Indian cricket forward. We've all known Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I've known him personally. He's one man who would always think, how do I make Indian cricket better? If my contributions are there, if the standards I set, I can go out there and perform on the expected lines, I will continue. If not, he has no problem in, moving aside, allowing somebody else to come. I'm going to come back to you, Nikhil, but let me also go across to Rasesh, who joins me from Mumbai. Rasesh, I believe you have a few aspiring cricketers and fans of Mahendra Singh Dhoni with you. It's over to you. Just tell us how they feel about this decision taken by the skipper.
I think it's the young crowd that I have with me. We were speaking with them a while earlier, and I think they're as surprised about Dhoni's decision. Perhaps some of them wanted Dhoni to continue as a player, but it gets a bit tricky in Indian cricket whether the same captain would be willing to play under someone else. Split captaincy doesn't always work in Indian cricket. Let's go to the young crowd straight away and see what they think about it. Dhoni, the last time he's played Test cricket for India, are you happy or sad? What do you think?
I'm very shocking news actually. Dhoni is retiring from test matches. We wanted him for another test series or another year. But it's a good decision giving Virat a chance to captain.
Okay. You're happy that Virat is taking over?
Yeah, actually he's a very good captain, Virat also. He has shown a very good captaincy in this first test match.
You play the same game that is played at that level. What about, what do you think?
I think that he has taken a good decision by giving Virat, and I think that Virat has a luck by taking a captaincy. He has scored centuries.
Dhoni at the Midas touch. Now you think Virat will take that luck forward. What about you, young boy? You come from Chennai, I believe, for this.
Yes.
Tell me.
Virat Kohli is also a good captain. I think so. He has given a good decision.
What about you, Virat or Dhoni for you?
Dhoni.
What about you?
Dhoni.
Alright, so a split verdict from this young crowd here. I think, these young boys have seen Dhoni lift the World Cup for India, bring India a lot of laurels, and rightly, some of them think that Dhoni is still the right person. But, as we understand, perhaps Dhoni would have realized that, in Test match cricket, the dressing room was responding to Virat, the captain, well, and he thought it was time to go.
All right, thanks for that, Rasesh. Nikhil, coming back to you, let's just take a second to even talk about Virat Kohli here. Do you think the pressure on that young cricketer will be a bit too much, a bit too early?
I don't think so. Personally, Vedika, I feel he's ready. With the passion that he's shown, and he's always had that, to go out there and play for India, get as many runs as possible, to try and contribute towards victory. And how he's reacted to Test captaincy, seeing that very first Test match, though it's a little early to actually judge him. We'll only get to know how long he plays for India and if he can be captain. But if you look at the current scenario and looking at the team, if one was ready, or if something is ready, for being Test captain. I think Virat Kohli was in his right space at this moment and taking Indian cricket forward. And I'm sure Mahendra Singh Dhoni must have felt that Virat is ready. This is the best time that I can go out there and just hand over the mantle to Virat Kohli to take Indian cricket forward. And I'm glad at least that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is going to be playing the shorter version because he is a champion player. You know, somebody who's played 90 odd Test matches, phenomenal. You know, being played as captain in 60 Test matches. I personally feel Mahendra Singh Dhoni, you know, with the kind of contributions he's given, he could have easily continued to play as a Test player under Virat Kohli and at least play 100 Test matches. You know, it's a very special number for all cricketers to try and get to that magical figure of playing 100 Test matches. But here, Mahendra Singh Dhoni says, I don't want to.
So what do you think was really going on in his mind? Because as far as BCCI and the statement is concerned, they've come out and said that and cited the reason of the pressure of all three formats of the game getting to him. That's what Dhoni apparently has said. But there's more to it clearly. It just can't be the strain of three formats.
Well, I guess, you know, day in and day out being captain, and of course, you know, that pressure of Mahendra Singh Dhoni losing Test series in overseas conditions, 15 Test matches, England, you know, and then the prior Test series in Australia once again here as well. So he got probably the better of him, and he felt that, you know, from here on in, post the World Cup, if one had to continue, or somebody who he felt could take Indian cricket forward would be Virat Kohli. So this was the best time.
But why not do it on a high, Nikhil? That's what we see most of our cricketers do. It comes at a time when we've lost the series.
Well, I completely understand, but there's one more test match to go.
Yes.
So in that regard, I felt that he was probably thinking that teams reacting well to him from that very first test match. So this is the best time, giving him the opportunity. Another test match in overseas conditions, because post the World Cup, then you will have the other test series coming through. So I felt that he's allowing Virat Kohli to, you know, literally mature and blossom as a captain. This is a young side. It is a young side. It will also allow Virat Kohli to try and you know, get the team that he's looking for. You know, put in his strategies, his bowlers, his go-to men, role models, and things like that. So that's why Mahendra Singh Dhoni felt, well, you know, if things haven't changed over a long period of time in terms of overseas conditions for him, it was time that he handed over the reins to somebody else.
All right, so let's just see how the team really responds to Virat Kohli in the dressing room without MSD really at the helm of affairs as far as test matches are concerned. Nikhil, thank you so much for joining us. Rasesh, thanks for bringing us those young voices from Mumbai on how disappointed most of them seem to be sounding over Dhoni's decision.